Alright, I believe we have everyone back in now. You'll have to excuse the technical difficulties. I don't claim any responsibility for Codemasters or their work, but I believe we have everyone back in the lobby. We're ready here to start the race, and we will see if we can get the custom grid order up here shortly. So there we go, we are able to get things back up and running. Thanks for bearing with us here. It's winter testing for everybody. So it is just an evaluation race. The race pace more important than the finishing position, but there is also no damage and no safety cars on to get on with the action. So as a neutral point of view here, I say go for it. Make the moves. When are you able to pressure a driver or force a move this much with no risk? So perhaps I'm just rooting for chaos here, but I imagine we'll see as many drivers looking for as many overtakes and able to push it as much as they can here. They'll probably notice they drive a bit freer with the damage off. So Josh comes around. The grid forms here. We have Josh and Asylum on the front row, Slasher and Dalton right behind them, Mario World and Jesper at 5 and 6 as we wait for the back of the grid here to finish forming up. The engines are revving. You see the lights up there. Hit the lights. We are racing here in Silverstone. It is testing for Season 7 of Zenith Online Racing. Looks like Josh gets off to a flying start there. Asylum in the Red Bull right behind him. We have a couple positions changing in the back of the grid. It looks like Crunchy Chewy Bar has maybe had a moment there and gone off in the back. But so far, it does look like everyone else is clean, as we do have a couple going wide. Not sure who that was in the Alpine. Gets sent wide there. Williams looking to make a move as well. And drivers just looking to keep it clean here in the first lap. Jesper choosing to go with the mediums there. I guess with the new grid, everyone may have had their free choice of tires. We have a couple cars coming in close around Copse. Dalton right behind Slasher. Let's see how close he can hang behind. Going into Beckett's. Might not have gotten as good of an exit. We'll see here. And it looks like General Mate has also had a moment there in the back. You can see him in the back of the screen, but he gets it going again here. Dalton running a bit wide there, perhaps pushing it a little too much, trying to chase down Slasher. Mario World also behind him, as the grid hasn't separated too much. Crunchy Chewy with a 3-second time penalty there in the back. When Untidy does have a glance, thinks about it, and is coming back around. Pulse picks up a 3-second time penalty as well. I'm sure we will see, we won't be the only one, we'll see a couple more here as drivers will be looking to push as much as they can. And speaking of that, a couple cars, I believe it was Jesper and Mario World, going wide around Copse there. Now Mario World and Dalton wheel to wheel here, going into the turn. Mario World on the outside and does get it, makes it stick. Dalton now down to P5, and he'll be looking to get back in the race here. As Lunar Jedi makes a move on PX Lazi. Josh still the cream of the crop here, setting a fast lap, and he'll probably continue to keep beating his times here. Looks like we're going to have a good battle here for third. Mario World and Dalton both looking to stay in DRS range here of Slasher. We have a flag, not sure who that was, having a moment there in Sector 1. And a couple cars going wide there around Copse, perhaps now on purpose. I don't think track limits actually rings you up there. So those drivers looking to keep as much speed going around that high-stakes corner. And now Mario World, Dalton and Jesper in a tight line here. Dalton picking up the 3-second time penalty though. Perhaps pushing a bit too much, and that will come back to haunt him later on in the race. Dalton still breathing down Mario World's neck here, has a glance but tucks back in. He'll see if he can make a move on the DRS straight. As we have a tight battle here for third. Don't tell them it's a testing race. Everyone here battling for a podium spot. It looks like Ace Edge has a moment. Drops down a couple spots there in 11. We see the flag come out. Oh, it was Dalton pushing a bit too hard there. Drops down to 9th. Jasper on the mediums, he has the pace, still sticking with Slasher and Mario World. Oh, and does Dalton go off again? Oh, his lap from hell continues there as he looks to get it around and get it going again. He'll want to burn the tape on lap 4 and pick up the pace going into lap 5 here. Josh flying away in first here, 3 seconds ahead of Asylum. Perhaps had the chip on the shoulder, finishing in the 11th spot in Tier 1 and having to test here. But he looks to be getting the season off just as strong as he finished the last one. So we have another flag. It's at the McLaren, both pitting. Dalton as well must have taken... Actually, there's no damage there, so not sure what happened. Damage is turned off as Ace Edge gets a 3-second time penalty. It looks like the grid now sorting itself out here. We do have a tight battle here. Jesper again on the mediums, showing some real pace here and pushing Mario World. We'll see if he can make a move here with the DRS coming up next lap. Not able to get as good of an exit. It looks like the soft tires of Mario World still sticking, having the stronger grip here. As Quantimator drops a couple positions, he had a moment back there in 12th. Some gamesmanship here around Cops continues with Mario World and Jesper. Slasher was for a brief moment in DRS range of Asylum. He's gonna have to have a heck of a race here to stick with him. Jesper does have some battery to play with. Oh, as Mario World goes wide, they are coming up on the back of Slasher. And Mario World picks up a time penalty. Oh, daggers here as he's sandwiched in between the two Ferraris of Slasher and Jesper, but does not help his cause, picking up the 3-second time penalty. A little bit further back, we have Lunar Jedi also looking to make a move over Grex on those medium tires. We'll see if he can get it done here. Has some battery, chooses against it. And we'll see who can be braver here around Cops. Grex going out wide. Jesper's still deciding to save his battery as Asylum picks up a 3-second time penalty, and so this podium race is on here. It'll advantage to whoever can stay the cleanest. As mentioned, Jesper saving his battery, probably just happy to stay in the DRS range of everyone on the soft tires. He'll gladly take the boost and carry on once they all pit before him. Slasher draining a little bit of battery to keep ahead of him, as now we have Jesper breathing down the back of Mario World. He goes wide as well. Into Maggots and Beckett's. We'll see if they all can stick the landing. Coming out here in the DRS zone. Mario World darts to the inside. Oh, they couldn't have gotten closer. It gets moved into the grass a little bit there and is not able to get it done. Jesper staying clean behind them. He'll happily let these two battle it out. And a great dive to the inside by General Mate there on the medium tires. Gets it done and moving into P10 there. And a great move late on the brakes. Impressive as well. Slasher, or Jesper now making his move onto the inside of Mario World. Holding onto it. Looks like he is going to get it and cut and slams the door shut. Jesper moving up into fourth and it now has Slasher to hunt down as Mario World dives into the pits there. The two Ferraris, not teammates here in the test race, so there'll be no love lost, and they'll be looking to push each other as much as they can, as we have Grex and Paloxy trading places here as Grex goes into the pits. Automator thinking about it, does have a look and takes over on the inside from Untidy. Spider moves up into 13th. Now Jesper right behind as they go side by side in the turn, but Jesper has the pace, showing the rest of the class how it's done on the medium tires. Moving up into third as we have somebody off, Quantimator I believe in the second sector it was there. as we see everyone on the softs now diving into the pits around this 9-10 lap mark. Being sorely neglected here in the front. I do apologize. We have Mr. Josh in first and Asylum in second, pushing the softs as far as they can. Josh well and above the rest of the grid at the moment, followed by Asylum and the two Ferraris who we have been watching battle for third here. Now, I wish we could get more of this chopper cam here from Codemasters. They have some interesting broadcast choices. But that is one of the better ones. So, Josh goes into the pits. Asylum behind him as they will go on to the mediums. Slasher staying out, going for another round here. So our new race leader here, Jesper, a great start here on the medium tires and is looking to keep this pace going. So now we have Crunchy Chewy coming up behind the back of Dalton here, but entering a tricky part of the track with Maggots and Beckett's here. We'll see who can be a bit more technical as Dalton goes into the grass a bit. We'll see if that affects his exit here. Crunchy draining the battery now in the DRS, creeping up to the back of Dalton, but does not get close enough to make a move. No, he ignores me. He sends it, but hits the back of Dalton. Sends him off, and that'll be a good lesson there. Diving into the pits to get a restart going. Now Slasher looking to have some fun here side by side with Jesper on the inside, but Jesper keeps the pace going on the outside and holds on to P1. Slasher says he's had enough of the softs and dives into the pits. So now with the grid spread out here, we have, I believe the Mercedes has had a moment. Quantimator getting back on the track and going again. We will look at a couple of the new drivers here in the back half of the grid. This is their first experience racing with Zenith Online Racing. There may have been some reserve stints as well, but all of them looking to get their first full-time seat here in Season 7. So we take a look at the penalties. You see the track limits getting the best of some of these drivers. Hard to not push it though when there's no damage, so tough to blame them as they're really just focusing on the lap times as opposed to the final positioning itself. So Power Asylum coming up on the back of General Mate. Some battery to use as well. We'll see if he can make a move here going into the next lap. Stop me if you've heard this before. Josh with another fastest lap on the fresh tires. We're around turn 5 now as we're in the DRS zone. Asylum looking to make a move here. Sticks to the outside. Can't quite get it done there. Some good defense by General Mate, and Asylum will have to try again as Mario World overtakes Slasher behind them and moves up into 7th. We have Crunchy Chewy easily getting it done there with the pace, getting it done before the turn. And here comes Asylum again, showing his pace, showing his experience, reins it in. We'll see if he gets a good enough exit here. Oh, and he does get sent a bit out wide. Not sure what happened there as I changed camera views. But Asylum hitting some signs and getting reorganized here. And now PX Lozzi has the unenviable task of trying to hold off Josh as he dives onto the inside. Looks like he'll get it done here. Palazzi late on the brakes, wants to have a bit more and sends Josh into the wall. Oh, some drama here. In winter testing, no one giving up any ground. Josh having a bit of a struggle. A lot of a struggle there. Haven't seen, ooh. I was going to say, the last time it took that long to, as he spins around again, the last time it took that long to have some metal and steel get stuck from outside the rocks was when King Arthur had to come pull that sword out. And Josh will have to get organized and get back on it, as I'm sure he's going to make a late climb up through the standings. Now Asylum, a lap later, does get it done. Looks like General Mate had a moment there and was squarely on the line he was going to take on the exit of Beckett's there. And Asylum does get it done. Well out in advance. Slasher and Mario World now tuck in behind as they overtake General Mate as well. Slasher diving in front of Jesper now. Jesper on the fresh softs will look to take that position back here. Gaining on Slasher, not quite close enough. He'll have to wait another turn here as we go around 7 and 8. Now looks onto the inside, but can't quite get enough room there. And he will be gaining on Slasher now on those fresh tires. As Josh heads into the pits. Now Jesper with plenty of pace. The clean exit gets it done well in time for the turn. We have, I believe it's the Mercedes there off around the finish line there. As Ace Edge picks up another 2-second time penalties. The new drivers testing out the track limits here. Asylum with a new battle here takes the fastest lap, so we will see Josh and Asylum, while not next to each other on the grid at the moment, are gonna be going back and forth here, stealing that fastest lap. Slasher now back in third. We have Mario World pushing him for that podium spot here. Does have the time penalty though, but breathing down his neck, but not quite close enough to get it done here. And Jesper enters the conversation on the fresh soft tires and takes the fastest lap. Mario World having a bit of an issue and is gonna get off to a poor exit there on the DRS zone, but will have the DRS to try to make up the gap there for the time loss. So now we have a fun battle starting here with Jesper on the softs and the tire advantage, coming up in DRS zone of Asylum here into first. Takes the wide turn to Cops. I think we're going to have to get the stewards. I need to take a look there before the race during the season, but no track limits there on Cops. And Mario World now with the pace, darts onto the inside of TTT Slasher. Looks like he is going to get it done as Slasher on the outside. And now has Lunar Jedi on the softs behind him. Lunar Jedi breathing down the back of Slasher here. TTT Slasher does get the move done on Mario World. Bounces to the inside. Oh, and Lunar Jedi takes Mario World for a ride there a bit. It looks like maybe he returns the favor as Jedi gets sent into the grass on the other side. The two of them not keeping their distance. Both losing out as Slasher says thank you very much and moves in well and away to third and out of DRS range just for a brief moment there. And so we have some good battles here between first and second, and right behind them third and fourth. Mario World now creeping up right into the rear wing of Slasher. If he gets to a good exit here, he is going to have a chance to get this done. But Jesper not quite close enough. Asylum holding him off well. As Slasher does the same. Dalton shooting behind Ace Edge. Josh follows him behind as well. We're probably going to have... Oh, that's how you do it there. The double overtake by Josh. You saw the impressive handling on the brakes, flies by the two of them. I imagine we're going to have some overtaking montages here as Josh is going to be climbing up the grid fast. And speaking of that, Lunar Jedi above Mario World, now gaining on Slasher, moves to the inside, has the pace on him as well. Overtakes the two of them and moves in to third place. The soft tires doing the Lord's work here as Jedi now moved up into third. We watch Asylum now on to second as Jesper did get that move done and is our new race leader. Here we go again. Josh with plenty of pace gets it done as Pulse will have to tuck in behind. As we have the yellow flag, I believe that's Dalton off in the third sector. And the Williams looks to get it going again. Now Asylum right on the back of Jesper here. And Jedi showing a lot of pace here on the softs, having several impressive laps here and the fastest lap to show for it. Asylum draining the battery, taking it to the limit, but not close enough as Jesper gets away this time. GX Lozzie a little squirrely there coming around the end of Cops. And now he's going to have to deal with General Mate coming down the back as Slasher, oh, it's Jedi, has a moment, and that's why Slasher and Mario World have been able to go ahead there. Oh, the commentators cursed as I was just singing his praise. Jedi now down into 5th. General Mate just hounding Lozzie, but goes a bit too far wide there. Thinking possibly a bit too much on the overtake. Ooh, as we do have a disqualification there. Not sure what happened there, but Ace Edge has retired. And once again, these two go dancing in to Maggots and Beckett's. A tough overtaking spot. You want to make sure he doesn't come back into the back of PX Lozzie there, but it looks like it compromises his exit. Looking on the inside, they do touch a bit. PX Lozzie has to slow down to save it, and that sends General Mate off into 7th. And Asylum with some impressive laps here on the medium. Doesn't seem to be able to save enough battery though to make a move. As I say that, though, comes right into the side of Jesper and is going to be hounding him here at Hangar Straight. Has plenty of pace. Comes to the outside and does get that move done with plenty of time. as we take a look at the penalties, because Cody's does not let us look at the tires and the penalties at the same time. See, track limits getting the best of some drivers here. Probably having a bit too much fun with the no damage, no risk of a safety car. But I don't believe invalidated laps are going to be looked upon lightly by the admins in this first evaluation race before we undergo Season 7. Oh, and Asylum picks up a 3-second time penalty. Oh, it looks like the presence of Jesper was enough to force him off just a little bit as he picks up the 3 seconds. And Jesper, knowing he does not need to be as aggressive now, we'll see how long he decides to stay behind Asylum here and in the DRS. It looks like the back marker of Crunchy Chewy causing a couple issues there as Asylum's trying to get away clean. Luckily with ghosting that does not become an Esteban Verstappen issue like it was back in Brazil a couple years ago. So now Jesper and Asylum both taking that new and improved line here. Comes the inside at a very risky moment, or very risky spot in the track. Decides better against it as comes the ghost of Crunchy Chewy flying by. And it looks like Jesper once thought of overtaking, has now lost a couple hundredths of a second here, but with the battery and the DRS, comes flying back close to Asylum, and he will have another go out of it on this final lap. But he does not look like he's going to get it done. Has plenty of leftover battery, but with the time penalty for Asylum, decides he doesn't need to push it, and Jesper will finish first in this evaluation race. Asylum in second, Slasher taking the final podium spot in third as Mario World comes around to finish in fifth. And Lunar Jedi also with a very impressive race, no penalties. And there's your reward, jumps up into fourth. And there we have it, our first evaluation race done. As a couple new drivers showing some pace here and some good overtakes on the soft tires. We're definitely pushing the limits. As we see the back of the grid finishing up the race here. Unless I missed something, I'll be interested to see why Josh had pitted there after he had that crash into the wall, because I don't believe damage was on. So there you have it. A clean race is a good race as Jesper takes P1. Asylum with the 3-second time penalty finishes in second. And as mentioned before, great race from Lunar Jedi. We'll see what spot he started the race in, but had put in some great laps there on the soft tires. So there you have it. Apparently we still have the budget for the champagne sprays, even on the eval races here. But this is the first testing race. I believe and hope we will bring you the streams for the second and third. I believe it's Wednesday and Thursday, as we begin or get ready for Season 7 to start. That is all we have on the first evaluation race, and we will see you again later this week.